What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys here, welcoming you to another G.I. Joe Classified Series unboxing and review. And before we get started, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. This video is probably coming out after Christmas. But yeah, wanted to make sure everybody had a safe and happy holiday season and wishing you all the happiest of New Year's. That also being said, I've got a ton of boxes around me right now. Christmas stuff's still going on, but I wanted to get this video out today because I think it's a really cool figure and I wanted to jump right into it and I couldn't wait to open it. So without further ado, today on the channel, we will be reviewing the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 108 Shadow Tracker. Let's talk about it. Okay, show of hands. Did you have Shadow Tracker when he came out in the modern era? Because I remember seeing that figure, the debut, like the pre-production pictures of it and everything, and thinking this character is absolutely insane. Again, another new character within the G.I. Joe universe that is just a ballpark, knocked around the ballpark with that original figure back in the modern era, Pursuit of Cobra line. And now we are getting the same character in Classified. I mean, it is I'll call it a deep cut, but even though it's more recent. But man, Shadow Tracker is just super cool. I'm glad they have added him to the Classified lineup so early. I really appreciate it. And again, while I was wanting to get this video out as soon as possible. If you're new to the channel, welcome, because here on the channel I review toys mostly based off nostalgia from stuff I had as a kid and as a young adult and now as a middle-aged adult. What I do around here is I unbox the figures because I am primarily, as you can probably see behind me, I'm an out-of-box collector. So we'll review the box of this G.I. Joe Classified figure. We'll talk about it a little bit, then I'll get it out of the box and we'll look at it, we'll talk about it a little bit more, I'll accessorize it, and then I sometimes do some comparisons, but obviously there's nothing to compare Shadow Tracker against. He's not come out in the line before, but that's what we do on this channel. Make sure you hit that like button while you're here. Make sure you hit the bell notification, subscribe, set it to all notifications, because I do tend to put out a lot of videos. A lot for me, probably not for most YouTubers, because this is not my full-time job. It's barely a part-time job. But I do this because I enjoy it and I enjoy speaking with you guys. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. But let's go over here right now and check out Cobra Shadow Tracker. Okay, here we have it, Cobra Shadow Tracker. As you can see, we are in that plastic-free packaging, which is going away in 2024, so very excited about that. And this is a Walmart exclusive figure, I guess shared exclusive because it was available on Hasbro Pulse as well, but this, I believe, was a Walmart exclusive figure. That's how it showed up at my doorstep. It was from a Walmart order. And part of that line also includes Night Force, Shooter, and Night Force Tunnel Rat. Was he the other one? Am I remembering that right? I feel like there was somebody else too. But anyway, we're talking about Cobra Shadow Tracker today. And as you can see, we have the pre-rendered image right here. He's in some sort of, jungle area, maybe an Aztec temple in the background. And looks like maybe a helo up there in the air. And of course, he's just looking crazy. Speaking of crazy, over here on the lower right side, we see a picture of him with his green semi-translucent mask on, and then we see, of course, his loadout up here on the upper portion of the box. Down at the bottom, we do see that he is Cobra Shadow Tracker. Moving around to the back, we do see he is number 108 in the series. We get our useless QR code again, and finally we get a small iconography down on the bottom. Spinning around to the back side of it, we again see he is number 108, and we see that he stands 6.4 inches tall, so he is a bigger character on the Cobra side, which I am always up for. And of course, we get, once again, his entire loadout, and we get, some pictures of his, I believe that's his alternate mask. No, that is his shoulder pauldron. Has a skull on it, and then we see down here, we also have some, what appear to be nails or claws from some sort of animal. It's kind of crazy. Go ahead and zoom in on that so you can see it. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. This guy is just absolutely scary. And then finally down here we do see the iconography, and I'll make sure to put that on the screen so that you can view it at your leisure. You'll see his specialities, his roles, and as well as his gear. A few more seconds to check that out if you want to. And all right, let's zoom back out and close this out by looking at the final side. Now here you get a nice larger picture of Shadow Tracker, and you can see his bone necklace and what he appears to be holding, some sort of knife, which I assume is over here somewhere. Yes, this knife right here. So very cool, very cool. Now, Of course, like I said, I am an out-of-box collector primarily, so let's get Shadow Tracker out of the package and see what this figure is really about. Okay, we have Cobra Shadow Tracker out of the package, and this guy is menacing. I do have my light on to try to give you some better views of the details on this character, and we'll just start right on the head because this head sculpt is insane. I didn't realize until just as I got out of the package that there was green, painted on it. I thought it was just black. But this is absolutely menacing. So you can see he does have it is a mask. It does not come off. But I like that you can see he's got a gauge in his ear. Actually, I think they're in both ears. Yeah, both ears. And this mask is just absolutely terrifying. Kind of wish it came off, but at the same time, I like the original figure. I like not knowing what is going on. And just to let you see the back of it, so you can see how long his hair is. Very similar to the original figure from the Pursuit of Cobra line. Let me go ahead and zoom back out here so we can just move down the body. Of course, he has that bone necklace on. The arms are a reuse from Copperhead. I did check that out. The forearms do seem to be new. Of course, we got bones over here, so they're not symmetrical. Moving down, we see he has this vest on. He has a rope for a belt with those claws hanging off, and then we get this weird kind of skirt, leopard print skirt that's really cool. It does hinder the articulation a bit because it's over that left leg. But moving down the body, we can see that, this is kind of the standard legs that you see a lot on the figures, except he does have these new molded on. It's interesting. These are pads that have been glued on, and then they have accessory holders, or what do I want to call these, whatever I want to call them. I can't think of the word today, but they are over top that glued on padding. And just moving down more, I believe I need to fix his leg, it's a little twisted there. I believe these are entirely new boots. Drop me a comment if you recognize them. I looked through my figures on my shelf and I did not recognize them, but that does not mean they have not come out before. And then finally, the bottom of the boots have, in addition to the normal, rocker ankles, they do have these cool little green flames painted on. So overall, and very cool figure. I'll do a spin around so you can see the back one more time. This is a very, very fun figure. Definitely a terrorizing figure. Of course, Cobra Shadow Tracker is more than just a figure. He does come with quite a number of accessories, and we'll just jump into those right now, starting with this crazy tomahawk. Just cast all in black. They could have maybe given us something for the wrap, but, it's okay. I get it. Still very cool. He does come with a few other things I have to pull out. Well, that's interesting. I have something here that looks like a suppressor. I wonder if that goes on the bow. I'll go ahead and put that on the screen real quick so you can see it. I'm not entirely 100% sure what that is. I believe it does go on the bow. So speaking of the bow, I will bring that out as well. And of course, I think it just slides on like this, actually. Maybe. Yes. Okay. I am not a person that is proficient in bow and arrow, so if somebody knows what that is that some sort of directional mic or something that maybe helps you track your prey? I don't know. Drop me a comment if you do know. But as you can see, it is very cool. It does have a little bit of give to it. Again, cast all in black, which is a little bit of a bummer, but, I understand. But it looks very cool. It does come also, if he has a bow, he has a quiver of arrows that attach to his back. You can see where the bow is going to attach there, and it does have one separate arrow that you can plug in right here. I'm trying to get it to match down with the rest of them. So yeah, very cool. Of course, he's going to have that on his back, and you can see where different accessories attach, including, I'm not sure what's supposed to go there, probably the tomahawk. Moving on, we do have this, I always say this, is it a kakuri knife or is it different because it's not as big? Either way, you can see it is cast in with a black handle and a silver blade. So we did get an accessory with some different colors than just black, so very cool. And finally, we move on to the final two items that are the two different masks he has. So obviously he's wearing a mask. I can show you there. But then he also has this crazy skull mask that you can put on the figure. You can see it's already got the impression, so it'll fit on his face nice and snug. And there it is. And then finally you get the crazy fluorescent mask. The fluorescent yellowish green, whatever you want to call it. And you can see as well, if I can, yeah, see, of course I already dropped it almost. And there you go, you can see how it fits over the figure. So let's go ahead, I keep hitting these boxes behind me, I apologize folks. But man, this figure is absolutely crazy, so let's keep going and let's get Cobra Shadow Tracker fully accessorized. Okay, we have Shadow Tracker all geared up, and just looks great. I'm really having a hard time. I've been switching between the different masks, deciding which one do I want him to wear. I stuck with the green one because that's what's on the box art from the front. But as you can see, he can clearly grasp that bow, just like in the box art. He can grab it in his left hand, has the silencer or directional mic, whatever that is, and then of course he's holding on to the arrow. I've got him holding it more like it's a paintbrush, like he's going to do a Picasso, but I don't know. This guy is just so neat. Of course, I did have some difficulty trying to figure out what went where. So as you can see right now, I've got the tomahawk throwing axe on here because that's the only area it really seemed like it fit. It didn't seem like it fit here where I have the Kakuri blade. And I was kind of curious what's actually supposed to go here because I am unsure. There's another opening that's the same size as the one up here where I put the blade. I guess you could really put the blade this way. This, having a square in, will not fit on either one of these places. And obviously the bow goes there and the additional arrow goes up there. But you guys tell me what you think so far. I think he's looking great. I should have the up on the screen the other configuration of him just in a little bit of a different pose, different mask, so you guys can enjoy that as well. But man, let me tell you, Cobra Shadow Tracker. Again, another great addition to the classified line. I'm glad we got him early. I really would have figured this would be a figure we wouldn't get or wouldn't get for a couple of years. But this was a very popular figure when it came out in Pursuit of Cobra. So it's nice to see that the Hasbro G.I. Joe team decided to bring him in early, especially since they're doing their Night Force, you know, with the jungle themes, and we've got Tiger Force and we've got Python Patrol. A lot of these jungle themes makes perfect sense to bring in Shadow Tracker. So with that being said, I definitely recommend picking up this figure. He is beyond awesome. I might get another figure if I can find one, just so I can, you know, nothing saying you can't troop build this guy. I know nothing of the character's backstory. I can't remember from Pursuit of Cobra what exactly it was. But it's super awesome. The displayability of this figure. This is going to be the closest thing that you're ever going to probably see when it comes to saying you have a Predator in the G.I. Joe universe, unless they do some crazy crossover one day, right? This guy is absolutely bonkers. I love him. I think you will too. He's a standard figure, and he does come with a lot of accessories for a standard figure, which kind of makes me wonder, you know, where's that line between standard and deluxe when it comes to accessories? Would have been nice if he came with an alternate pair of hands, but in this case, I like having the open hands so we can do stuff with the bow and arrow. It makes sense for him. You know, bummer that we don't get another set of, you know, closed fist or, you know, C grips or something. But in this case, I think the other accessories do make up for it. I love the alternate mask. I wish the mask on his face would come off. But again, I'm perfectly fine with having a Cobra that I don't know much more about. Maybe we'll see him again in the future. You know, do this guy up in Python Patrol. Wouldn't that be kind of crazy? Can you imagine the possibilities? You know, give him a red translucent mask. Man, a lot of possibilities with this figure. But anyway, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe down below. Otherwise, you've been watching Coffee with Toys. I'm Mark, and I'll see you later.